Hello and welcome to SitRep. I'm Jeff Smith. This week we take a look at some of the ways to find services you need as a veteran for yourself or your family. Let's begin with a great place to start your search in our state, whether you're in the mountains, coast, or somewhere in between. That's NC Serves. I recently sat down with Ilario Pantano and discussed how NC Serves and America Serves is helping veterans. Ilario, this all really got started in North Carolina in the Charlotte region, correct?
Charlotte was one of the pilot locations for this activity, which here in North Carolina we call NC Serves, like North Carolina Serves. In fact, the website is ncserves.org. The parent activity is America Serves, which speaks to the fact that we're really active in, at this point, about 16 communities around the country. And community is the key word, because what we're doing is that we're activating communities. And before we drill down into how we're doing this around the state, I just want to tell you a little bit about who is behind this very interesting activity with a weird website. So the Institute for Veterans and Military Families is based out of Syracuse University. You see the orange here. It's not Duke blue, by the way. That's Syracuse orange. And the Institute for Veterans and Military Families is a very storied nonprofit that has been focusing on veterans and employment and transition from active duty to active life as a civilian. Well, in the course of that work over now 10 years, what's become very obvious is that communities are where a lot of our human condition issues are best addressed, locally, at the county level, in the city level. But a lot of the veteran solutions are kind of mandated at a federal level or maybe even at a state level. And where do the two meet? So where the rubber meets the road is in these communities. And what we do at NC Serves is we pull together resources from the federal government, the state government, county governments, and the nonprofit partners and pull them all together in a coordinated way.
You saw this ahead of time. You were not exactly a stranger to what was available in the state and what was not available in the state and how it was disorganized before in your old position.
Well, thank you for offering that up. So I had the honor of running Veterans Affairs for Governor McCrory. And in the course of that work, what I came to realize is that despite the best intentions and the most reform-mindedness that a cabinet or that an individual or that a state agency could have, there still are challenges as a state tries to navigate something where, again, the bulk of the spending, about $180 billion, is federal. But the bulk of the activity is very much localized. Imagine for your audience, it's, you've got a highway patrol that as a state level activity has a responsibility, but where is law enforcement done in your communities? It's done in the cities. It's done with the county sheriff's office. So that's really where the rubber meets the road. So what I saw as a state director was that the most accountable partners for veterans and their families were those folks in the counties, whether they were at our wonderful Department of Commerce work offices, NC Works, helping folks get jobs, or they were our wonderful county veteran services offices from Mecklenburg County to New Hanover County to Buncombe County, or it could even be the Departments of Social Services and the Department of Health and Human Services, where at the county level, that's where human service, that's where we sit knee to knee and you take care of me and you listen to my problems. So how do you take these activities and this energy that's happening locally, marry it up to all of this funding and wonderful research happening nationally, and then inject big funders that want to help take this work to another level? And in North Carolina, the Walmart Foundation is a wonderful partner that's seen lots of gaps that exist out there between all these well-meaning, there's over 40,000 nonprofits trying to help veterans in America. And the Walmart Foundation, Accenture, a global management consulting firm, came together with the team at Syracuse University at the IVMF and said, we might be able to do this a better way. And so America Serves, and again, here in North Carolina, NC Serves, is an attempt at that better way of bringing together all of the caregivers in a community around the veteran, holistically wrapping around that veteran or that family member so that whatever their need might be, healthcare, medical care, mental health, substance abuse counseling, employment, legal services, education, spiritual enrichment. Let's go for a run, Jeff. Whatever it might be, we can put it together in a wraparound way. Here's what's interesting about that approach. We've had about 12,000 cases that we've served in our 4 locations around the state, but for only 5,000 clients, which speaks to the fact that every time a veteran or a family member, and that's what's neat also is we serve family members, every time a family member arrives or a veteran, they usually have more than one need. So it's not just, I mean, if we think about like in our life, those things that have driven us to the place to ask for help, chances are there's been a cascading or a compounding series of events that leads us to have more than one need, which is why wrapping the community's resources around the individual veteran or service member is what we think 21st century healthcare delivered.